Hi everyone, my name is Kaylin Villa, and this is my course summary project for our seminar this semester. First slide is about caring, which was obviously the central theme of this course, and we learned about a lot of topics that were revolved around caring. For my definition of caring, I said showing concern and support for another person's well-being. I feel like when you care for someone, it's like an obvious and like adamant trait. Like you can tell if someone cares about you. Ways to display caring, I said help without being asked, checking in on someone, whether it's a phone call or a text or just going and meeting up somewhere and talking, validating feelings, which is empathy, which we will get to in a second, and then also honesty. I think that if you care about someone, you're going to want to be honest with them. And then someone who enhanced my view on caring would be my mom. I feel like she does a lot of these caring displays, and yeah. Next up is Jean Watson. We have her 10 Caritas processes we learned about in the beginning of the semester. Just an overview on her. She was a nursing professor and dean. She has authored over 18 books, and she has her own caring science. And then she also has the 10 Caritas processes, which we will also be going over. And all of these ideas came from her own views of nursing, which is a profession where caring is very important. So one of the topics I want to talk about from this semester was nonviolence. Nonviolence is an active caring. You are actively participating in making the world a better place. It's also peaceful conflict. It's used to promote justice and equality, and some nonviolence ideas are protests or marches. For examples of nonviolent leaders, I'd said Martin Luther King and Malala. I feel like they both, although they had their hardships, they came back with nonviolence acts and protests rather than going to violence. Here are the 10 Caritas processes. I have a small picture over there if you wanted to see them. But out of all of the 10 Caritas processes, the ones that stuck out to me was number 4, which is developing and sustaining loving, trusting, caring relationships. And then number 5, allowing for expression of positive and negative feelings, authentically listening to another person's story. When you care about someone, you're going to listen and you're going to understand, even if they are in the wrong about whatever situation it is, you're still going to listen and empathize with them. So here's empathy, the 4 qualities of empathy from the video. In our module, I said it was perspective taking, staying out of judgment, recognizing emotion in other people, and communicating. When you are empathizing with someone, you're putting yourself in their shoes, therefore you are taking their perspective. When you empathize, you want to stay out of judgment, obviously, because you are listening to both sides of the stories and you are imagining if this was you, how you would want someone to feel about you doing this. You're recognizing the emotion in other people, and you're also just communicating and becoming a better communicator. Another topic from this semester that I thought was important to touch on was comfort. Comfort is alleviating or easing feelings of distress or grief. Some ways to comfort someone is through words, listening. You can physically comfort someone, whether you're hugging them or giving them a hand to hold. And sometimes just being there and knowing that someone's not alone can help comfort them. And then this quote that came from our comfort module that I really liked is, sometimes the best way to help someone is just to be near them. And I think that's very important and a good life reminder. And then also I want to talk about gratitude, being thankful and showing appreciation, acknowledging the goodness in our lives, and perspective shift. I feel like I also learned a lot about gratitude, and gratitude, you're not just being thankful for physical things, but more so you're taking like this mental side and you're thinking about like all the things that you get to do rather than like you have to do. Like it's more like mental than physical. It's definitely a big perspective shift, and I think it's important for us to know about. For my discussion questions, I just said, in recent times, how have we seen nonviolence within our community or within our country? I feel like there's been a lot of protests recently, and I think that we've been doing a better job, I would say, of keeping them nonviolent. I think that we should continue to grow as a community and a country and be able to have these protests and have our differences, but in nonviolent actions. Number 2 are some topics what are some topics that you can empathize with, like Basically, are there any situations that you have been in that you know was hard for you, that you wish, almost a situation that you wish there was someone that could empathize with you? And then number 3, how can comfort help bring communities together? I know personally we just had a death in my community from a car accident that happened in my town, and I think that people were coming and showing their support, and I think that the whole family felt very comforted and they felt cared for because people were showing their support for them. But that was my seminar summary project. Thank you.